We have a new program here at the library called Art Literacy. The premise is that you can be literate in anything. It doesn't have to be in reading. It can be in art, it can be in mechanics, it can be in piloting, whatever you choose. So we're starting the program and we're launching it here today with this art gallery. The artist is Robert Hiram Meltzer. He passed in 1987. He was a mid-20th century watercolorist, and he was AWS, American Watercolor Society. When you are AWS, that means that your peers have elected you into the society, and you have to be extremely worthy even to be considered. My name's Gay Rask, and I'm with Friends of Banning Library, and you are in Banning Library right now. So Robert was one of 3 painters with this level of status in California. It was rare, and you can see from his work that he was a master in watercolor. He painted plein air, which means outdoors. He liked to go where the action was. People knew him. They would find him sitting in the oddest places. He would be sitting under a sign by the side of the road. No one would know what he was even looking at, much less painting. And then this masterpiece would come out of it.
We're here at Banning Library, where we are featuring the works of Hiram Meltzer. It's exciting to be here, and actually we have a great guest and some of his students. And you are Jared, and it's Palo Verde High School, correct?
That's correct.
All right. Well, tell us, how far away is Palo Verde?
We're about 2.5 hours, around 140 miles or so, and a couple of small mountain passes over.
That's a huge trek to come up to Banning, but hopefully well worth it. So what do you feel as, you're an art teacher, is that correct?
So I technically have a credential for teaching art, but 2 years ago I moved over to teach media productions over at the high school.
Wonderful.
Prior to that, I was middle school mathematics.
Aha, so that's a
pretty
big
far
difference.
from art.
That's a big difference. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about why you feel it's important to immerse students in coming up to specific types of things like this, events like this.
I hope that they can see that through simple means, these are not hyper-realistic depictions of things out in the world. These are in ways with the colors and the fact that you can't see some of the subject's faces or details. These are a bit more abstract in that way, or it leaves a bit more to your creative eye. I just want them to know that it doesn't have to be something that this day and age might consider something beautiful. There's something wonderful about classic art, the way things were done. Everything in the past gives way and gives a foothold to everything in the future and everything that's current.
I think that's wonderful. I am with Kendra Scullin, and she is an art teacher from Banning High School. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Well, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and why it's so exciting to have some of the students being able to look at some of the works of art?
Okay. Well, I started my career teaching high school art at RIM High School 22 years ago, and then I did college teaching at Cal State San Bernardino, where I really learned a lot of art history and learned about a lot of local artists. So anytime I hear about an art show with local artists, I'm going to be there. So I was excited to get an invitation from the Friends of Banning Library to help us come here and bring some students to talk about a local painter that is part of our Inland Empire art history, which is something I'm passionate about.
And ma'am, why is that important to you? I mean, what do you think that signifies?
Because art is community. Art is a form of communication that we use to communicate with other people, and it connects all cultures and all people. Anyone can do art. I truly believe that, and that is probably why I'm an art teacher.
That's wonderful.
Because I feel like anyone can do art, and it brings people together, and it gets people excited. It's a form of creation, and anytime people create art, music, dance, people get excited. It touches a special part of our soul. So I think the first thing that we always see as a viewer, you and me, the audience, we see the story. So you're always going to start with the story. What is this story? Are these vendors on the street? These people seem to both be vendors caught in conversation. This person might be wrapping food. Then we have this interesting person right here in the center. From a compositional standpoint, we have this beautiful kind of L composition right here. What is this person doing? Is this the youthful person who's just basking in the sun, enjoying the town, enjoying sunlight, enjoying the conversation, listening in, taking a break from work? We're not sure, because everybody else is bent over in labor, and then this person is casually standing, leaning. And I'm in love with the colors. I love natural colors. So we have the browns and the greens, and they're all affected by brown, so it's kind of toned. I call it mother color because mother meddles in everybody's business, right? So that brown is in the greens, that brown is in the blues, it's in the pinks, it's in everything. It's creating this harmonious thing, because that's what moms do. We create harmony, right? And so it just has this warm, inviting, colorful feel, but the colors don't like assault us. Over here we have a painting where nature is assaulting us with bright color. These ones are more subtle over here. So this one is just like jumping out at us. And this one is a beautiful love song to watercolor. So you're going to start with this awesome wash down here. And so a wash is when the paint, the actual paper is wet. And so when it's wet, then they can drip in all of these other things and all of these other colors, and they just bleed and blend nicely. And it's soft, and it's water, and it's sky, and it's beautiful. And then when that dries, then you can put in your stains. And your stains are on dried paper. And the stains create rigid edges, and this gives us this really nice focal point, taking us up to that gorgeous
you can actually feel the warmth of the piece. It's coming
the temperature
out.
is hot. It's a hot day on the farm or somewhere. And then look at the cool, subtle horizon line. That beautiful streak of blue-greens, and this is like a perfect complement. We have our oranges, we have our blues, and it's just like, I mean, it's the most inviting color scheme ever to have the orange and the blue together. And it feels optimistic. When you use orange and yellow, it's optimistic. It's bright, it's hopeful. It's a new day, maybe a new dawn, a new opportunity for new things to happen in life. And whenever artists use that kind of color, it's hopeful.
That's fantastic. And I love your passion, and we want to thank you so much for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This little catalog is the anchor piece of our new program at the library, which is called Art Literacy. It's knowledge of art. And this talks about all the paintings, some of which are here. We didn't have enough room to put them all out, so some are still here in an art bin. The sale of these paintings supports Banning Library, so it's a really wonderful fundraising event for Banning Library. This one's a masterpiece. Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that something? The quality of work is immeasurable.